Hiya folks, this is just a quick announcement that I will not be continuing with Modern Skyblock 3. Sorry to rip the plaster off like that, but I find it is necessary. As I've stated at the beginning of the series, it's always been a possibility that I no longer continued with Modern Skyblock 3, or rather that I would record this until I got bored. However, that is no longer the case. For those sticking around for the reasons as to why I am cancelling this particular series, it's because I felt like the direction that this pack is going in my own direction for what I would like from the pack, does not align properly. Rather than being bored of this pack, I'm being frustrated by this pack. And it's not that the mods themselves are frustrating, and it's not that the progression is frustrating, it's the actual updates. Because when I first picked up Modern Skyblock 3, it was in beta status. Now, in my mind, as somebody who has worked on projects in the past, both professionally and unprofessionally, beta status means you are feature complete, meaning there are no new features going to be added, or if they are going to be minor at best. And everything else goes towards polishing the experience. When it comes to Suez, the author of this pack, understanding of beta, I think we definitely are not aligned in that sense, because they have added major mod additions from the time that we started the pack until this point here. Just for example, the one right off the top of my head is the fact that Agricraft was randomly added, and the issue with that as well is that Imosua seems to be guided by principle of, is it cool? I want to add it, rather than is it stable, or is it even ready for the pack? I'm going to add it, right? They just like Agricraft, so they add Agricraft. Even though Agricraft, if you go and check out the page for Agricraft and stuff at the moment, it's very much an alpha. Same goes for Ender.io. Ender.io is not an alpha for 1.12. Ender.io is ready for 1.12, but it's also the first version for 1.12, which to me speaks of possible instabilities and so on, as much as you can be reassured of that sort of thing. So basically what I'm saying is creative differences between the pack author and myself means that I'm not prepared to continue with this pack if it means that every update that this pack has, that a new mod gets added that goes in somewhere in the quest chain behind me and means that I have to go back and do a whole bunch of other work that I didn't otherwise have to do, or added complexity, because even when I started this mod there was already 2.5 thousand quests, and every time a mod is added, Imosua adds a whole bunch of other quests. And the issue there, and I have been critical throughout the episodes, is the quests themselves per topic, like, you know, the ones per topic here seem to be pointless at best. This one seems alright, this chain of quests, that sort of thing, seems okay. But this stuff seems pointless at best. So the amount of quests is not really a drawing figure for me. So, yes, sorry to rip the plaster off like this, but I will be stopping Modern Skyblock 3 for the foreseeable future. I have no intention on bringing the pack back. And I'm sorry to anyone that was really invested in this particular series. On the other hand, this does mean I will have more time to put into SevTech Ages, which, well, to be quite frank with you, and possibly the reason why Dark Darkosto is, I would consider a friend, is because Darkosto kind of aligns with the way that I do things anyway. Darkosto is interested in having a feature complete mod pack and then working on polishing that experience, not so much on just continually adding mods forever and ever until it's so bloated that no one knows whether they're coming or going. And that's what I've experienced from SevTech so far. Any update that's come from SevTech has been an attempt to add polish or fix problems that have plagued the pack. And I really appreciate that kind of attention to aftercare and detail rather than continually trying to just stuff the pack full of junk, because the pack is already huge, right? He spent countless months working on the actual feature set for SevTech, and now it's about aftercare. And that's kind of how I feel about pack making in general. That's what I did with Rex Pack 2. And probably what I'm doing with the project that I'm working on at the moment, if you follow Twitter, although work on that has slowed down. Anyway, totally off topic. This is all about Modern Skyblock 3 right now, so yes. Modern Skyblock 3 will be ending on the channel. Last episode was the last episode. I had filmed another episode, but I'm not going to release that. Instead, I'm going to focus on SevTech. So, I'm sorry to all those that have invested time and energy into Modern Skyblock 3. But by the same token, I think you know that there was always particularly with that series, there was always a chance it might end early for reasons. Anyway, thank you all for listening to this little announcement, and expect SevTech. More of SevTech. Thank you very much. Bye.